trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front-run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low-liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is NodeMarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. NodeMarket.io.
Brandon.
Oh man, what a day. Gosh dang it. What another day. I feel like every day in crypto we're kind of just enjoying life. I went and looked at the stock market at one point yesterday. You know, they're like, oh, some things are up. And they're up like such a small percentage. And then I go back to crypto and I'm like, oh man, this is way more fun. You know, it's like we're having fun.
Payoff you get, yeah. It's kind of like the difference between watching baseball and watching basketball.
Nobody watches baseball.
Oh God,
do they?
It is.
But
mad.
do they?
I only watched the some playoff games and then the World Series because Rangers, and we got robbed twice by stupidity a few years back. So this was like the most amazing redemption ever. But other than that, you go from any other market into crypto, you can't really go back and find it enjoyable. There was someone was asking me yesterday. They were like, "Hey, what other kind of investments do you do?" I was like, "None." I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, because it's just where you're going to put your effort. Are you going to put your effort, in something that pays you 4% a year and might pay you up to 15%, or something that could do many multitudes, 100, 60, 90%, 30%, like." So it just doesn't make any sense to put all of your effort if you're trying to grow your portfolio. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe you don't want to.
Maybe you don't want to grow. Maybe you're getting paid by the hour to manage someone else's money, and you're not going to get rich doing it, but you don't want to make them so rich that they don't need you anymore. So you got to kind of like lawyers. Even if there's an easy solution, you just keep lawyering because that way you can keep charging by the hour. Otherwise, pharmaceuticals, they don't make money by healing you. They got to treat you. If they can't treat you forever, they can't keep selling you drugs forever. And so there's a whole service industry in finance of I've got to be a part of this forever type people. And lower level marginal sales reppy douchey, I'm gonna grind out a good solid 4.8% this year for you, Mrs. Smith. But that's yeah.
It's like I was talking to my dentist yesterday, and she was talking about some retail space and then some multi unit housing units that there's available and stuff like that. And we were talking about the cap rate and about the after you pay the high APR that the government has right now for 8% or whatever it is, if you get a loan and stuff on that, once everything like equals out, you get like 2-3% per year. But then you're appreciating the asset supposedly, right? But then you have to deal with tenants every day. Like right now in crypto, if there's like there's no leaky faucets, there's no plumbing backups, there's no people that don't pay their bills. It's like you put it in a staking vault somewhere and you forget it and you make the money, Versus if you were to go buy an apartment complex, you gotta mow the lawn, man. You gotta mow the lawn.
Not only that, you have a bunch of douchebags that might just decide they want to live there for free and not ever leave. And there's nothing you can do. My buddy has to hire druggy thugs to go. What he does is if he has a tenant that won't move out, he hires thugs and moves them in as close as he can. And he's like, party all night long. I want you out front, smashing bottles, do whatever it takes. But some people, they ain't trying to leave. Did you see that pop in Algorand? That unexplained. I mean, I know there's always an explanation, but it wasn't any kind of marketing from Algorand, because they don't do marketing. So it must have been something else.
Yeah, it's at 25. It was at 25 cents earlier. Man, 22 cents. Yeah, that's a good little pop, right?
Yeah, I mean, it got up to 30 cents and then it S the bed down over the last month and a half. And we'll talk about more of these things when you have something that's a trade. So for many of you, you're in Algorand in the 8 to 9 cent range. And Algorand is a trade. It's really no longer an investment. When you see bumps like that, you have to consider taking some off the table. But what you have to do first is you have to decide, is this a sustainable run, or has the information changed substantively, where did it become an investment and I missed the memo? So what you typically do is nothing. You do nothing because you need to figure out what is the reason, or if there's an actual impetus for this. So, I didn't see anything. I saw that move kind of late, and I started looking around, banging around for Algorand news. And you can actually, one way that I'll usually do is go to CoinMarketCap, and I just go to Algorand, scroll down, see if there's news. You can do the same thing over at Coinbase. Coinbase will have usually relevant news underneath the asset if you're just going and scrolling around on it. I didn't see anything as of a few hours ago. I didn't see anything dramatic, but something must have happened. People didn't just wake up this morning and decide that, happy Wednesday, Algorand, So I would wait and see what kind of information it is. If it's a nonsensical little issue, then I would say that's probably sellable. If it's something more material, then maybe you hold, maybe it's even investable, but you got to wait till you get information before you start skimming. But definitely, my guess is it's a skimmer. Yeah. Brandon, what do you got for us?
Not a whole. We are doing some. Man, I don't even know if I want to say. We're working on some stuff.
What kind of stuff can people expect?
What can they expect? So we do anticipate a world, and we've done all the testing. We did it overnight and stuff, where we simulated the sending of some of the master licenses broken down into your bundles that if you've purchased. So hopefully within the next couple weeks, you should be able to see all those in your wallet and see them on Node Market, which means a couple different things. We still don't know where we're going to stick these things for compute and stuff. But as far as I know, even when we send them to you, they will remain tilling because of something the Hypercycle set up, which is very generous of them, which is more than I think we could have expected. And I think we should be, honestly, excited about, because if they didn't do that, then we would have to find a spot to till them right away, which I think is a lot of work. So over the next couple of weeks, those should be in your wallets all sent out, which also means further listings of licenses will now all go through Node Market starting here in the next couple of weeks as well, which is pretty cool. As far as everything else, obviously, we're going to do the deposit for the Node Market NFT holders tomorrow. So that will go in there, and you should be able to withdraw that. And gas fees have been relatively low on the ETH network. So if you guys want to withdraw those deposit amounts, now's the time to do it. Just don't go over to Bitcoin and try it, because you'll be insanely unimpressed with the Bitcoin network right now. So,
hey, Brandon.
What?
So are we going to list the ASI token
on Node Market?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the timeline for that as well. I don't know if you saw this.
I did not.
You probably did. It's as ambiguous as I'm talking right now. It's sometime in May. That's the official announcement.
It's officially sometime in May. Got it.
Sometime in May. Got it?
So that's when the bridges would open up. People would be able to move their tokens back and forth, and essentially after ratios provided, or no?
No, well, that's later in May. They said they said the the launch. So I guess fetch maybe would be earlier in May, and then the bridges maybe later in May, June. So I'm like, what? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how things roll out, I guess.
Some kind of merger, some kind of amazing merger they got going on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
We could talk about the H bar thing. I think it's an absolute BS pump. If you want to,
what, Hedera?
yeah. Has anybody ever used that blockchain by chance? Just
You know,
raise
I
some
was,
hands
you
in
know, I
here.
was one of the original ICO people, and I was part of the
Okay.
class action settlement.
Oh, really? That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I
Um,
was in that. That's one time where my vigilance actually made us money. They ended up having to pay us 300% more tokens.
Whoa.
Something
That's
like
good.
that. It wasn't quite 300%, but it was like a big bump because they lied to everyone when they did their ICO. They lied about there was a second class. Well, okay, we bought the tokens at like 12.3 cents each, but they did fail to disclose that there was an insider group that got the tokens for like 5 cents. Like, you got to at least tell us so that we know that these tokens exist, and it was a lot. So then
there you go.
they're like, oh well, yeah, we did. Okay, well then, that would have been important news for the ICO investors. So because that's important news, we are not happy. So some lawyers carried it forward, and
Dang.
it ended up that they had to give everybody. It wasn't 300%, but it was 2 and change. They basically had to give us a lot more tokens. So over a period of months, you set up a Hedera wallet. And by the way, anybody that's doing any hash graph transactions, the memo is necessary. The memo is necessary. You need a code for the memo, and you need a wallet address. Anytime you send Hedera, it's the same thing in most cases with XRP. In most cases, not all, but most cases. In most cases with Lumens. So, but for Hedera, 100% of the time, you need the memo as well as the address. Don't do one or the other, because you will send your stuff into hyperspace. Be careful. And I think memos are probably going to start coming back more and more as this crypto space, as this distributed data space gets more complex. You're going to start seeing memos and things like that come up more and more. Anyway, but wouldn't it be funny if the pump was that it's Hedera working with Algorand? That's why they both pumped.
I don't think this pump is substantiated. I think, well, I mean, obviously the news and stuff, but I think that they're going to realize that this is a garbage blockchain.
You know what? Hedera is a cool structure. This idea, for those of you that don't know how it works, it's a gossip protocol. So the easiest way to think about it is a bunch of people in a room, and 2 of those people want to do a transaction. And so what they do is they each grab a friend and they say, listen, I'm going to do a deal with Brandon. And then Brandon's like, I'm going to do a deal with Nick. But we gossip to 2 random people. And then they're going to gossip. Oh, did you see that Brandon did a deal with Nick? Oh, yeah. Nick did a deal with Brandon. And that gossip will spread. And so what you have is a gossip protocol that doesn't actually have to have a fully flushed out ledger at any one moment, but all of the participants gossip. And then they gossip about the gossip, and then they gossip about the gossip about the gossip. And that creates a lattice network of transaction history. And so it's a gossip protocol. And it is fast, as long as each of the participants gossiping are trusted. The problem arises if one of those participants is malicious or like a Byzantine participant, and that would be troubling to that network. But you can also shut off parts of that network, and you could also so anyway, that's the long story short. And I liked the idea because I thought, maybe not for international money transfer, but what I thought where that could be cool is, let's say you're a franchise company and you want to have a directional gate on your information. So you might say, okay, the company, the I'm a manager of McDonald's franchises, and I have 10 McDonald's underneath me. I might want to know what all of them are using, like how many French fries we sold, and all that. And I might want that information to go up, but not down. Right? Like I want to see what everything they've got. They don't need to see everything I've got, and then I'm going to push my stuff up to McDonald's corporate. I shouldn't probably see what's going on at McDonald's corporate, but they should definitely see what's going on with me and what's going on with the people beneath me. So you can gate, you can kind of directionally gate data transfer. So it is kind of cool. And so you could see there's probably a lot of inside intranet kind of capabilities there. So I thought business, but their problem was, this is what screwed them, is they kept everything private, permissioned. It was all a permissioned blockchain. It's not a blockchain, a permissioned ledger. And so if you're a developer, you're looking over there, you're like, should we go build something on Hedera? You're like, well, why? It's all permissioned. We can't build anything. We can't make any money. What's the point? People are not going to just go do stuff for free, bro. And so, yeah, that's what, and then after their little shenanigans with the ICO and then their little payout, and the fact also, it's kind of like the ASI deal where they got caught kind of red-handed. There's really no argument that they did something stupid. Although, unlike ASI, they did admit to it. And then I was like, well, that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, they said, mea culpa, we'll make everyone good. I'm okay. Remember we talked yesterday about, like, does governance get better or worse? Well, statistically, it gets worse. So while it was cool that Hedera did that, I don't know that I trust them to not do the same kind of snarky, sketchy things in the future. And I guess that's my worry, is that when someone pulls a grand scale shenanigan, like, does anybody here, we were talking about this yesterday, Brandon, do you want to get signed up for FTX, their new exchange they're going to open up?
Jeez.
Wait, what if I made it better? What if it was, I'll give you a choice, FTX or Celsius? Right? Like, you can't really trust these guys. And they're like, oh, no, it's better now because Sam's in jail and Alex is in jail. Yeah, but not every single person that was. It's not like you got rid of everyone. You didn't wipe out the whole regime. So like, if there's one little cancerous cell still in there, that little sucker is going to fester. So I just don't trust when you've been screwed bad by someone. And so yesterday we talked about governance. Do governments typically go from bad to good or bad to worse? Do companies go from bad to good, bad to worse? There was one example, Siemens, they got in trouble for that big bribery scandal. They cleaned everything. They got rid of all the generals, reshifted the board, changed everything. And now people don't remember them for being so awful. But go down the list of all these other companies. They just don't ever turn better. They may hide it, they may pay fines and all this kind of stuff, but none of these companies really get better. And so and then historically, do leaders get better? Is Vladimir Putin going to just be like, you know what? I do see that this has all been wrong. I'm going to change my ways. No. The lion don't change his stripes. So it's like asking someone to wish their eye color different. They just don't.
Doesn't happen.
That's it. I don't really even have a rant. I don't.
No, that was good. That qualified.
But
let's go behind the wall and let's talk about markets.
Oh snap! Okay, something to do with BlackRock. I don't think BlackRock's looking at Hedera realistically.
Yeah, they are. That was the announcement yesterday.
From BlackRock or from Hedera?
No, who made the announcement?
Yeah. Good
point.
Is this a Polygon partnership? We're partnered with Disney, and Disney's like, no, we just use the network to move $4. Yeah, it's a partnership. Woo woo. Or like Chainlink, partner with AT&T, and AT&T's like, well, they use AT&T services, so they pay us. So I guess it's a partnership. We let you use cell service, and you pay for it.
Yeah.
Partners. All right.
That's how I partner with people. Where's my payment? Where's my cut?
Yeah, where's my cut, bro? I guess I'm partnered with the IRS. I pay them taxes and they take those taxes.
See, you're partnered. Partnered.
Okay.
You're good.
Let's. Yeah. We'll get behind the wall then. Get on.
All right.
Get on behind the wall then. You know. Get
Let's
some.
do
get
it.
some-
Let's do it.
Hey, do you want to do a? Do you want to do a private ad, like a whisper? Do you want to do a whisper marketing?
Brad, the reason. Oh my gosh. Well,
It's
you know I
time.
can't whisper. Oh,
Why is whispering hurt
it's
my
so much
voice more
harder
than
than
just talking?
talking. It's like a lower decibel, so it should be easier, right? But it's not because you have to
Well,
yell
what it is-
whisper. So
yeah.
you use more air. More
Yeah,
air is
but
coming
you
out.
can't be. But you can't let any actual voice in. It's got to all be.
Go behind the wall to do some real talk about markets. Let's go.
Too much. No. Yeah. See, you can't do that. You're using your vocal cords. You're cheating. You're cheating the whisper.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
If this was a whisper protocol, you would have just been flagged for being Byzantine, sucker.
Crap, I FTX'd my whisper protocol.
Yeah, we ought to make FTX the new FU, FTXU. That's worse. If you want to stay poor, it's your choice. Be poor as hell. Be working on that soup kitchen. Be in that government cheese line. Hey, Brandon, do they have government cheese still?
Yeah. They sell it in three counties in Missouri, I think. 3 counties.
Okay. If you want to live on government cheese, that's your choice. You can do it. We won't support it, obviously. That's a stupid decision. But if you want not be living on government cheese, digital investor. Tell them about not living on that cheese. Do they give you government crackers?
No, that's not part of the handout, dude. Come on.
You think with
That's
government
like
cheese,
asking for them to pay for your student debt.
do you think former rich people are like, I would like government brie? Like, you don't get brie. You get a yellow wedge. Kick rocks, stupid. You want a cracker? Go rub that cheese in the dirt. There's your cracker, stupid.
Hey.
Do you think that was a good ad? Do you think a lot of people respond to that ad?
Everybody heard that. Everybody.
I know, but do you think everybody would respond to it because it was so deep?
Let me see the click-throughs right now. Hold on.
I bet we got a lot.
Yeah, all of them. We got all the
I
click-throughs.
bet we got a lot of people that were like, now I want to do it because with that kind of that level of advertising quality,